A recently released member of WWE NXT is now teasing a debut in AEW, signing with AEW. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. My name is Ango. On this channel, I bring you the latest news and rumors, and I give you my reactions and opinions to everything that is happening in the world of wrestling. Today, we are talking about a Impact Wrestling signing from WWE. Also on top of that, Triple H and his reaction to the releases. Guys, so much great stuff happening in wrestling, so don't forget to click subscribe. All right, guys, Tom Phillips from WWE. He was released probably around the start of the pandemic, roughly. He has signed with Impact Wrestling as the new lead commentator. Now, just a few days ago, I made the announcement that Matt Striker was released from Impact Wrestling, and the belief was that he was released due to performance. So, there you have it. This is actually happening. Tom Phillips is back in pro wrestling. For one, I am very excited about this news, but there's a reason why. Impact Wrestling, to me, has been one of my favorite shows on a consistent basis, and I've seen your guys' comments. I know, the lack of production, the TV deal, and whatnot. But all those things don't take away or should not take away from their good creative. And one thing about having good creative or a good wrestling product requires a good commentary team to tell the story. And I do think Tom Phillips did an exceptional job while in WWE. There's very few people in WWE's commentary team history that I feel like should be able to make a noticeable difference for a product. Tom Phillips, though, is one of them. So the good news is Impact has signed him. He will be the lead commentator. I have spoken to different sources myself just to see what other plans Impact may have as far as commentary goes. And the belief is that there seems to be a very, very big spotlight on commentary, hence why Tom Phillips was brought in. So I think that's a really good thing. I can't wait to see what Impact does. Hard to Kill is something I'm very excited about, and I look forward to more. All right, guys, now it is time to talk about a potential signing for AEW. Road Dogg Jesse James. There was a tweet that went out on Twitter, and I thought this was very interesting, so I did want to read this to you guys. But basically what happened was Road Dogg Jesse James was tweeting, somebody had tweeted him about whether or not he would get a reunion with Billy Gunn, and his response was, this light bill isn't going to pay itself. Now, first of all, AEW has been signing a lot of wrestlers. And I, in no means, really believe at all whatsoever that Road Dogg and Billy Gunn will be wrestling on AEW. I don't believe that for one bit. But I do think AEW would, in fact, sign Road Dogg. Keep in mind, NXT, when NXT was, on Wednesday nights going head-to-head with AEW, it was Road Dogg, William Regal, Triple H, and Shawn Michaels that were competing with AEW on Wednesday nights. There is this very interesting notion that's going around that Tony Khan is interested in signing some of the great minds behind the NXT product. Now, whether or not NXT guys like Road Dogg Jesse James or whether or not somebody like William Regal sign with AEW, I mean, nobody really knows. I don't know if they actually have a 90-day non-compete clause considering that they weren't on-air talent. Well, William Regal was the GM, but nobody's really sure if AEW will sign them. The idea that Road Dogg would put out a tweet like this, though, I mean, it could be for Twitter fun and stuff like that, but he's been very respectful about his time in WWE, and he's been very, very happy about his experience there. He hasn't dragged WWE through the mud, nor has William Regal. But we did talk about it the other day that Tony Khan was possibly interested in bringing some of these people into his company. I think Tony Khan should do so, because I think Tony Khan and AEW need some structure. And I think they need some of that professional background. And guys like Road Dogg and William Regal and their writers like Ryan Katz, for example, like these people kept NXT on TV with structure. And I don't care about the ratings war. What I care about is structure, and what I care about is presentation in the show. And I know a lot of you guys would like to, when I say a lot of you guys, I'm talking about some of the people I read in my comments. You guys love to drag NXT through the mud or drag WWE through the mud. But you also have to admit that AEW has had some shortcomings. And it's not a bad thing. That's how you get better, right? So my belief is that if you are going to sign somebody to your company, bring somebody in that's going to actually help your product. Don't sign them for a cheap pop. Don't sign people for a quick reaction. Don't sign people just to make fans on Twitter go excited, right? Do things that will genuinely help your business. And there's two people that were very instrumental in NXT. William Regal and Road Dogg were two of them. They were two of the most, they were very helpful to people, coaching people, developing people. And that is something that I think AEW can do better of. AEW has been a good product, but they can always get better. You might as well bring in some good minds behind your biggest competitor. Speaking of the releases, guys, we got to talk about Triple H's reaction. But first, here's an update on Ango Plays. So as you guys know, we're trying to get 1,000 subscribers as fast as possible, and Ango Plays, as of this moment, is at 310 subscribers. This is a new channel that I'm launching to start bringing you guys video game coverage, AEW's video game, WWE 2K22, the wrestling code, and all of that good stuff. So if you guys want to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. The link is in the description. Now it is time to talk about Triple H's reaction to the news of these releases. Now, this came out from Wade Keller on the PW Torch podcast. And basically, what he was discussing was that Triple H was building a team that he had planned to take with him to the main roster. Okay? From Wade Keller himself, he says, I've talked with people who had said Triple H was building his team that he would bring with him to the main roster. And if his day came to run the main roster, he wanted his group of people. At some point, it was thought that it would include William Regal, Gabe Sapolsky, and Road Dogg. But now they are gone. Now, in regards to the reaction of Triple H and these cuts, Wade Keller noted that it sounds like the former WWE champion and executive, Triple H, is bummed out. NXT isn't just what it once was. I've heard just a little about Triple H's reaction to all of this, and nothing super reportable other than it sounds like he's bummed out. If you're bummed out about something, you're upset. If you're upset about something, you're angry. But at the same time, too, Triple H is a highly paid executive for the largest pro wrestling sports entertainment company in the world. And yes, I understand that this vision of NXT is changing, and I did say this on Twitter. WWE, all they did was rip the Band-Aid off very fast. And I understand that it's a change for a lot of people right now. It's still fresh. It's still new. But I do genuinely enjoy NXT 2.0. I think WWE developing talent is more important to me than having a third brand that is on the level of AEW or something like that. Because essentially NXT, it was so far away from being a developmental brand, and it became a brand that was like a touring brand, a pay-per-view touring brand, where it was like PWG, but with like higher production. And I'm sorry, but that just wasn't for me. And I'm glad that we have AEW, because now we have that, right? We have that high production, good wrestling show. We didn't need NXT. WWE has its way. AEW has its way. Impact has its way. So yes, I do enjoy NXT 2.0. And yes, I do enjoy AEW. And yes, I love Impact. And yes, I enjoy NWA. I think every show serves its purpose. And if I log off Twitter and I don't read what other people have to say about every single one, I typically enjoy the ones I watch. So just some food for thought. I'm not shocked that Triple H is bummed out, but he's rich as hell, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be okay. All right, guys. My name is Ango. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.